Welcome to Employment Law This Week. I'm George Whipple. OSHA's ETS for large employers includes a sweeping vaccine or test mandate. Despite legal challenges, including a decision questioning OSHA's authority to issue and enforce the ETS, employers have begun preparations to meet upcoming deadlines. Epstein, Becker, Green's Fran DeLuca tells us more.
The key deadlines under the ETS are still December 5th and January 4th. Although the Fifth Circuit reaffirmed its stay of the ETS on November 12th, the decision doesn't say how the deadlines are impacted. And OSHA hasn't given us any clarity either. Instead, over the weekend, OSHA updated its website to say merely that it is delaying implementation and enforcement of the ETS without mentioning how the stay will affect the December 5th and January 4th deadlines. Employers can prepare for ETS deadlines in two ways. They can monitor the docket and the litigation surrounding the challenges to the ETS. Another thing employers can do is proceed simultaneously while the litigation is pending to take steps to prepare to satisfy the ETS's requirements, but without implementing them until we have more clarity. So some of the things employers can do now include determining whether they meet the 100 employee threshold. This requires taking a hard look at whether independent contractors who don't count toward the threshold are properly classified. It will also require employers to look at whether employees of a related entity will be added to their employees under an integrated employer test. Another consideration for employers is to figure out now whether they're going to implement a mandatory vaccine policy or whether they'll opt for the test and mask alternative. Another option for employers to consider now is to determine how they'll issue training and education materials to their employees. They can begin preparing presentations and fact sheets in the languages that their employees speak and at a literacy level that's appropriate for the members of their workforce. Employers can also begin putting together their training and education materials for HR and managers so that they're familiar with the ETS's requirements and the employer's policies on those requirements.
Last week, NLRB General Counsel Jennifer Abruzzo released a memo about the ETS highlighting additional complications for unionized employers. Epstein, Becker, Green's Erin Schaefer has more.
On November 10th, 2021, the General Counsel issued a memo indicating her belief that employers will need to bargain over the decision and the effects of implementing the OSHA ETS. Employers should begin to develop their plan for implementing the OSHA ETS and notify the union of their intention and obligation to comply with the OSHA ETS. If the union asks for bargaining, employers should begin that process now. While there are legal challenges to the OSHA ETS, there is a short time frame to implement the ETS. That means employers should begin to develop their proposal and notify the union and begin bargaining as soon as possible. Employers will need to bargain not only over the decision, but also the effects, and that can take time.
Thanks, Erin and Fran, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.